Hey, everybody. I just told Taylor before we started, I'm ready to fuck around and find out. And I hope you are too. I'm ready to record together. It's been too long.
It has been so long. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'm very sick right now. So I look terrible. Just ignore it.
I don't even care how I look. Accept me for who I am or don't listen to me. I just
I
got done
just,
playing sand volleyball.
I get sick eyes. And so, like, my eyes get like really poofy and red and like they look so heavy. And I definitely have sick eyes right now.
You do get sick eyes. I was thinking when
Hmm.
you said, don't mind my look. And I was like, she looks fine. And then I saw your eyes and I was like, oh, her
Yeah.
eyes are a bit sad.
Yeah. I just woke up. Well, not just woke up, but I just took a 3 hour nap today out of nowhere. I do not take naps. Haven't been able to clean my house, all the things. So, but we're fine. We're going to survive.
You did get a mimosa today, though, right?
Yeah, I did. I did have a mimosa. I had two. So,
That's
but
good.
those were supposed to be my house cleaning mimosas, and I couldn't even get off the couch.
Okay. Because this is a champagne podcast, I just have to say, Josh Prosecco is so good. If you guys haven't had
Oh,
Josh
yeah.
wine, I mean, Justin wine is better, but Josh Prosecco is actually really good. And you can't get it here in Utah, at least. I haven't noticed it in any of my liquor stores, but we got some when we were in Mesquite. And Josh wine, you can get the Josh wine, but they don't have the Josh Prosecco here. And Josh Prosecco is the tits. It
Ralph
is
wine
good.
is so good. Like that is a good brand.
And like the bottle's so pretty.
I like how simple it is.
Oh, and another thing I thought today is like when you're drinking the bottle to yourself, like throughout the day on your Sunday cleaning day, it really does go so far. But I swear to fucking God, when I hang out with you guys and we're having like mimosas
We
or
can
we're
go
drinking,
through bottles.
I'm literally like, I had one glass. Like, how are we done with this thing? And like today
Hmm.
I just kept pouring like my drink, like throughout like while I was cleaning and stuff. And I'd like look at it and be like, damn, I still have half of this thing. Before I left to volleyball, I still had half. And I was tipsy. And I just kept thinking, like, how do we go through it so fast when we're like
I don't
together as
know.
friends? Are we just drinking super fast? Is it because it really doesn't go that far when you're sharing it with others?
I think
I
it
don't
doesn't
know.
go that far when you're sharing with others. Like, I don't know, but I have noticed like when Tony and I are just at home and open up a bottle, it does tend to go really far too. And I've always been confused.
Here's where I'm at. I think from now on, this is my thought today. We all just deserve our own bottle for the night. And like that is what it is. And you don't have to share it with anyone and then it's just yours. But also I
Yeah.
like to taste other things. But also what if I just drink? I think maybe we drink faster. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it.
I was shocked today. I was just like, damn, this really goes far when it's just you by yourself. I enjoy milking it all day. I don't drink, I will say I don't drink it as fast. I'm not just sitting
Mhm.
and drinking it, but I was looking at it like, wow, that's so much more to drink today.
That's so funny.
So it's been a hot minute since we recorded, and I have topics that I need to lay on the line.
Okay.
Because I don't really talk about these things, like the random thoughts in my head when I do my solo episodes. I don't think you really do either. Do you?
Mm-mm. No,
All right. The first one I have,
I'm so scared.
some of these are just like they're already past. Like, God, shit moves so quick in the media. First of all, I have grocery shopping on my list. I have no clue why that's on my list. Something had to have happened around grocery shopping. I can't figure it out. Maybe I wanted to complain about the prices because that's where I'm at right now, is like
Same.
how expensive groceries are. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but groceries are out of control. I feel like my kids are going through them so fast. I'll just get groceries, and next thing I know, we don't have enough to even get us through the week. And then
Hmm.
the other thing is, since I've been trying to like make healthier decisions with shopping, it's making it harder for me to want to buy stuff or cook
Yeah.
recipes. Like, I don't know if you're going through that. I've
Hmm.
been sharing with people. If you follow me on my personal page, I have this app called Yuka or Yucca, however you want to say it. And it tells you like the rating of food and products. And ever since I've gotten on that bandwagon, like I'll be like, okay, I need this for the recipe. And I'll go and I'll try and like find it. And I'm like, we're not making this anymore. I don't, it's really weird.
It's so expensive. Like, I don't even know how you have a whole family to feed because just for Tony and I, the amount that I spend on groceries, I'm just like, what the hell? Like, it is so expensive.
Well, I do think that you eat a lot more meat than I do. I think meat is
Yeah.
really expensive in general, but you guys eat protein in like every meal. I'm not a big meat eater. I'm a, what's that dinosaur that eats leaves?
Herbivore.
I'm the, what was that one on Land Before Time? Was he the long neck?
Yeah, I can't remember. Stegus. No,
Starfish? Chocolate
no.
starfish?
Ew, no. I don't know dinosaur names. I'm not good at dinosaur things.
Petrie. His name's Petrie, I think.
I haven't watched that show for so long because it's too sad.
Anyways, I think I'm a herbivore and we have meat sometimes, but not very often. But I would say meat is really expensive. Which actually there's a point on my fucking list here about the chicken in the United States. Did I send that to you?
No, but don't tell me, please. I love
I have
chicken
to.
so much.
I have to tell the people of the world, the
What is
few
it?
people that listen to us. Um, I'm sending it to you also right now on Instagram. There
Oh
was an
no.
article that just came out about how in the US, our chicken is banned in 82 countries. And the
What?
reason our chicken is banned in 82 countries, oh, it's 80, my mistake, in 80 countries around the world. And the reason it is you can't sell our chicken in these places is because we wash our chicken with chlorine.
No.
Because they're mass producing it and they're worried about the conditions that the chickens are living in, that they've been washing our fucking chicken and there's chlorine that comes out in our testing. And so you can't, in Europe especially, we can't sell our chicken there.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
So I think that's really fucked up. It makes so much sense though, because I don't trust the mass production that's going on in the US.
Yeah.
And I'm on this new kick, like I said, with that app where I'm like trying to make better substitutions because there's so many bad things in all of our products. And chicken is now a thing where I already had an aversion to chicken and now it's really weird to me. I'm still going to buy chicken at some point. The chicken I normally buy, I can't get at Sam's Club right now. So I'm a bit pissed about that. But I'm on the hunt for like finding local farmers or places that like aren't mass producing chicken. Like I'm not really trusting grocery store chicken right now. There's actually a thing I've been getting targeted by Butcher Box on Instagram.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And I'm actually going to try that. I have an order that I'm about to make. You get a free turkey, which ties perfectly into our episode that we're going to talk about here in a minute. You get a free turkey if you order before like November something, like 2nd or something. You'll get a free turkey and you're going to need one for Thanksgiving. But theirs is all like organic and supposed to be like good quality meat, and it's like freezer meat, not too expensive. I mean, to me it doesn't feel too expensive because like it's going to be like a big bulk order, but that is happening with the chicken in the US and
That's
fucked
terrifying.
up over it.
That is really terrifying.
I'm fucked up over it and it makes I believe it. I would never question that. That would not be a conspiracy theory to me because the US does some whack ass shit. And I also have something else about the US fuckery on my list.
What?
This was a big point for me. And it makes sense because I haven't done it for a couple of days because it's freezing in Utah. But another thing that really is pissing me off about the US right now is walking places. When I was going on my walks to get my coffee, again, if you follow me on my Instagram, you'll know this. I've been like trying to go get coffee on like Fridays, but I've been walking there and it really isn't that far from my house. Like it's like a 3-4 minute drive. So I was like, it won't be that big of a deal. Feels like I'm walking forever. It does take almost an hour, depending on like my pace, to just go get my coffee, which isn't that far away. But the thing that gets me is if we see people walking in the US, we're like judging them or questioning why the fuck they're walking. We're not like, oh, cool, this girl's like going on a walk. This girl's doing this. Like, I don't know if you think this. I know for sure there's times when I'm like driving, when I'm driving and I see someone just like randomly in a random street, I'm like, oh no, this person's walking. Like, did they run out of gas? That's what goes through my mind.
Really? I never would think that.
I think, and then also one of the times I had to walk on I walked on a really busy road to get to coffee the first time because like, I don't know, in my mind, I didn't think about taking the side streets. I walked on a really busy road and I just remember thinking like, in the US, it is so uncommon for us to be walking to the gas station to get the McDonald's that's right by my house, like all these things that people are constantly just like driving. They get in their car automatically. It's so foreign for us. Like if I want coffee normally, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna go get coffee. And I'll just get in my car and go. I don't even think for a second, like, oh, the weather's nice. Do
Mhm.
I have time? Should I walk? Or if people just want to run to the gas station that's like around the corner, they're like, they naturally
They
just get in
just
their
drive.
car.
Yeah.
It doesn't even cross our mind to walk. And that's
Huh.
so weird to me.
That
Like,
is
do you ever
weird.
think about like, oh, I really could walk down the street? It'd take longer, but like I could just walk there
Um,
if I wanted to.
yeah, I do definitely want to walk more places. I just don't do it.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
I don't know
You're
why.
like, I want this. I'm either gonna have it delivered or I'm gonna get in my
Uh,
car, I'm gonna go get it, or I have to run
mhm.
errands, so I guess I'll grab it on my way. Like we never think like to just walk. It's
Yeah.
so weird to me.
No, I do agree with that. I do want to walk more. One of my jobs is literally 3 minutes from my house, so I don't have any excuse to not
Why
walk.
don't you walk to work in the summer?
I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I mean, this whole summer has been like my leg ulcer, and if I walk too much, it gets really painful. So I think that played a big role in it. But other than that, I really don't know.
Maybe if it's fixed and you still work there next year, you should walk there.
Yeah. Yeah, for
If
sure.
honestly, if my office was close, I feel like I'd start walking more places for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just like over this like weird US nonsense, I
Mm-hmm.
feel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next up on my list. Okay, I'm not even gonna talk about this one. Um, have you seen this stuff about Jimmy Fallon coming out about how he's like this severe alcoholic and like
No.
people, his wife is struggling with his alcoholism is a thing swirling, and then also the people working for his show say he's like terrible, like almost Ellen DeGeneres vibes.
No way. He's so
You haven't
funny and
seen
nice.
this?
No.
Oh my God, yeah, it's all over. I keep dropping my pen. Sorry, everyone. Um, yeah, it's like a whole thing where his alcohol, I was it a football game, like the Super Bowl or something recently, and he was like a little out of line, and he was with Kevin Hart. Something
Mm.
happened like within a year or something like that has happened where he was like trending for like being out of control, rowdy, and like too drunk. But then
Mm-hmm.
also there's like all this stuff swirling again now that the writing strike is over and his show's coming back. Like people are saying that he's super abusive on his show, like bullying, all sorts of stuff, like very, very
Cannot
Ellen
picture
DeGeneres.
that.
And then also that he's just like a severe alcoholic and his wife like doesn't want to be with him.
Oh my gosh, that's sad.
I know. I was
I
really
actually
surprised by
really
that.
like Jimmy Fallon.
Okay, this one we're gonna talk about. I know you don't want to.
What?
I already know your stance. Travis
What?
Kelsey and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I can't. I really can't.
I think
I
they're gonna get
really,
married.
I really want to like Taylor Swift. I really do. But this is like you with Hamilton, how for a second Hamilton was like everywhere. Peloton was doing Hamilton rides and you wanted absolutely nothing to do with it. This is how I am with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey. I don't give a fuck. Leave the football alone. Stop showing her at the games. Nobody fucking cares.
Okay, here's the thing that you can't even compare it to Hamilton because the hate I have for that is so different.
The
I
hate I
don't
have for Taylor Swift being everywhere is exactly the same. I cannot stand that
I
she's so everywhere.
I don't care that she's everywhere. I don't actually care that she's dating Travis Kelsey. The thing that's wild to me is how much controversy is happening over the fact that she's like at football games. Like the power that Taylor Swift truly has on the world and her Swifties is insane to me. Like the jersey sales, the numbers that have gone up for him, like these bitches jumped on the second they saw that she was dating him. Like that shit blows my mind. Like they're like, oh, we're
Mm-hmm.
suddenly buying his jerseys. Like, can you
Okay, but what
imagine
if they break up though? Like that's the thing. If I was a man, I would not want to date Taylor Swift because her fans are so crazy.
honestly, I feel like it'd be very, very intense being in the eye this way. I don't
Mm-hmm.
really have a stance either way. I do think they're going to get married. For me, this feels like an actual relationship. She doesn't normally do stuff like this. She's never, I'm not like Tony where I'm like, this is all a ploy for politics, which that shit is really confusing me. He reminds me of Taylor Monaco's husband, where he thinks the earth is flat right now.
No,
That's
he
the
didn't
level.
say because of the politics. He thinks that they're
No, he thinks
like
that
some
Travis
sort of
Kelsey's gonna be running for politician at some point, and that's why he's
oh,
doing this.
really?
And I was like, what
Huh.
the fuck? Anyways, I don't think that there's any particular purpose. I truly don't. I think Taylor protects her brand so much that there's no fucking way she'd fuck around like that. I'm shocked by the control she has. I'm shocked by how much controversy and like drama that is being caused over this. And I'm also really uncomfortable and weirded out that suddenly Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were at a game with her. Like now they're more in the public eye and they're always like laying low. And it's just like a really weird, uncomfortable space, I feel like.
Yeah, it's so weird. And I honestly can't freaking stand it. I just want to watch football and not be like on Taylor Swift watch. I don't care if she's at the game or not. Why do people care so much?
I don't
She also has terrible posture. Fix your shoulders.
she's very lerpy. I feel, you know, I don't know how tall is Taylor Swift?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna Google it right now. I feel for her. I feel like she's lerpy. How tall?
I have not heard that word in so long.
Taylor
Oh
Swift.
my gosh.
See, okay, this is I had to confirm before I said it. She's very tall. She's 5'11". She's very, very skinny. When you are tall and lerpy, you have the weirdest fucking limbs. Like you're like a little like those floating things that are at tire shops where you're like this. And sometimes you just look like an idiot. My niece, I love her to death. She fucking has bad posture too, and she's lerpy and long. It just happens. You can't come at her for that. It's unfair to the tall people in the world.
I don't know. I can't stand her. Her music is fine. I actually enjoy her music. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what my issue is.
I think sometimes you're just kind of grumpy about stuff like this, to be honest, which brings me to my next point about Kale Lowry having multiple children.
Oh God. Yeah. Let's talk about this bullshit. I can't. I'm also sick and I get very grumpy when I'm sick. I cannot stand Kale. I stop. Take out your parts. Be done having kids. Can't do it.
I'm
cannot.
Very confused about the Teen Mom franchise right now. I've been watching Teen Mom Next Chapter. Is that what it's called? Or the OGs? I think it's called Next Chapter.
Yeah.
Amber, I have to fast forward through each of her segments right now. She is the most emo, dramatic, weirdest fucking person in the world. I can't with her. So I skipped through all of her stuff. I can't even understand her journey at this point because she's just too much.
Yeah.
Then there's like this other drama. I just feel like the teen moms are I heard on a podcast they're making so much fucking money. I will go on their show. Please sign me up. So they're making so much money. They have all these fucking nice houses now. And then there's Kale, who's not even on the franchise anymore, who busted out a fifth child and now has twins in her stomach. She's gonna have 7 freaking children.
It's too much.
I'm just in shock by the fact that she continues. She must really, really love being a mom. Like I
either
can't
that or she
out.
really loves sex and doesn't believe in protection.
Well, I was reading an article. She like tracks her ovulation and stuff, and she got pregnant when she wasn't even like ovulating or anything like that. That like her PCOS makes it so like basically it's free game. I'm confused. I wish I was actually her friend so I could just be like, do you really fucking enjoy having all these kids? Like, I don't get it. Or are you just loosey goosey and you don't care if you get knocked up? Like,
yeah.
Is this a trauma bond? Is it like
I think she likes to trap people. So she thinks like if she has a baby, then they're trapped with her forever, but that she screws them all over anyway. So
I don't think that because she fucking has a hard time. She has to pay them all a lot of money. She makes so much money. She has to pay them money and she raises the kids most of the time.
Well, I don't know. My sister also loves Kale and I've never understood it because ever since 16 and pregnant, I'm like, this girl, I hate. I do not like her.
I want to say that I love her. It's really interesting to me how much hate you have for certain situations sometimes. Like you get very, very passionate about them. And I can't figure out why, like, I don't get so invested to where I'm like, I loathe them. And you like loathe things. Like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, Taylor loathes. Kale, Taylor loathes. Like,
I more than loathe Kale. I think she is a beast.
I don't know.
I do not like her.
I just feel like it's not that deep, but I'm very, very surprised by that. Oh, I can't look at it right now. We just got a text message in the group chat. And then also the other thing I want to talk about with Teen Mom is the singles that are coming out by Tyler and then also Janelle Evans' husband. What is going on? We've already talked about the
Okay,
OnlyFans, but what is with these singles and this like
can we
music
talk
career?
about Janelle for a second?
Oh yeah.
Because freaking David, like, if people don't like Teen Mom, sorry, we've got to wrap it up soon. But David, like, freaking abused her kid, left marks on his neck like he was strangling him, is going to go to jail for child abuse, and Janelle's still freaking with him.
Dude, she's like
what?
I don't know if you saw the stuff she was posting the other day. I was talking to one of my friends the other day about it, and I was like, dude, do you follow her? She's like talking about how everything's corrupt and it's all fake, and she's gonna expose everyone. And then like she'll randomly show a video of her kid playing, and the next thing you know, she's on another rant. But like I've known from the beginning, she's already had issues with David from the beginning. He is crazy. She's already proven it over and over and over again. Like he has no leg to stand on. And then he drops a single, and the single
is so bad.
The single is so whack. Tyler's
so
single,
bad.
I haven't listened to it, but I heard a clip of Janelle's husband, and I'm just like, what? You have OnlyFans, and now you guys are dropping these singles. Are you in debt? What is going on?
And Janelle's like really in his music video dancing in her underwear.
Yeah. Yes, like I just can't understand. Like, are people really eating this up, or are they desperate for money and this is what's going on? I cannot tell.
The last, I don't like OnlyFans. I don't have any OnlyFans subscriptions, but if I was into OnlyFans, the absolute last person I would want to see having sex and or naked is David and Janelle. Literally. I will see anybody else but those two. They are so dirty and so gross. I would watch Kale have sex before I watch Janelle and David. Like straight up, they are so gross. And you can just tell that they stink. And I feel so bad for their kids. I really feel bad for the kids.
I don't know. I'm just saying things are getting crazy. The Teen Mom franchise is wild and I'm here for it. I'm enjoying it. But it's wild.
It is wild. I do have to say something before we go into our topics. I am almost done with Britney Spears' book. I only have 30 minutes left. Oh my gosh. If you have not read it or listened to it, you have to. I feel so bad for her. Honestly, I feel so bad for her.
I just had mine delivered last night, so I'm going to start listening to it, or not listening to it, reading it. I'm actually going to take a bath tonight, so I think I'll start it in there. But I've been meaning to ask you this or say this. I'm really surprised you didn't buy the book.
No, I think I'm going to.
This isn't one you want like on your coffee table?
No, it is. I definitely am going to buy it. I just don't have time to sit and read a book right now because I just started school and I'm trying to like figure out my new norm with that. I don't have time to just sit and read, but I wanted to read it. So I just got it on Audible so I could listen to it throughout the day. But man, it is something else. It really is something else. And everybody has failed her, honestly. And it's really sad.
I saw someone post, I can't remember. I think it was maybe Robin Arzon, and she was like, we don't deserve Britney. Like, if you guys are reading her book, like, we do not deserve what she brought to us. And like, I haven't read it yet. I'm very excited, but honestly, there's just so much bad shit in the world, and I just am hearing about it nonstop right now. And like people, kids, all these things that people are going through, and I'm just kind of like, I can't with the world these days.
Well,
like,
I just don't understand. Like, I think of like your kids or my nieces and nephews, and like, I don't care how famous they were, how much money they would bring in. I would never exploit them for money for my own gain. Brittany does not see any of her money. Like, it goes to the whole thing to her family. And she's like basically a slave and they like force her to perform and all these things. And it's just like, dude, like, it's so sad. It really is so sad.
Imagine being her bullshit sister, Jamie, because I fucking hate Jamie Lynn Spears.
I do too.
Imagine being her, because she's pretending like everything's kosher. I can't with Jamie Lynn Spears. I think she's a disgusting, gross fraud. And imagine, like, I know how close I am with my sisters, like, regardless of whatever has gone on. Like, thank God they're not Jamie Lynn Spears.
Yeah.
They'd be fucking dead to me.
Yep. And her mom and her dad, like, And even her brother, like her brother was on her side for a minute, and then her brother switched to the other side just because they were seeing all this money. And it's just like, this is your child. This is your sister. Like, why are you guys doing this? And they don't even let her see her kids. Like, it's so heartbreaking. It really is.
Money and power like literally control so much in
Yeah.
the most sickening way. I don't want to cut off this deep topic, but my daughter just came home with two new fish.
Oh no. Was she with your mom today?
No.
Oh.
So those of you who don't know, we went to San Diego and my mom bought my daughter a fish tank and a beta fish. And I haven't let my daughter have any of these things because she's like so empathetic towards animals. Like she can't handle this shit at all. The beta fish died within a couple days. She lost her shit. She told me she wants to die soon so she can be with her beta fish. Like so dramatic. So then my mom comes down the next day, takes her to the pet store, gets her three fish. They got glowfish this time because she thought it was lonely like by itself and she didn't like the beta fish were by themselves. So she got three fish and one fish died after a couple of days, so that just barely happened. One fish died, but if you take the fish back within 2 weeks with your receipt, you can get a new fish for free. So she was very adamant that she takes her receipt back, and we kept the fish in like this bag by my coffee maker. Like it was this whole gross
Dead fish?
situation. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
That I just like I can't handle. And her dad just took her finally to go get the new fish, and she just showed me while she was walking by that she has the new fish, and then she goes, I got two. So there was two new fish. Now she's gonna have four fish.
Okay, but wait, are they beta fish or are
No,
they the
not these ones.
glowfish?
Well, these are
Okay.
glowfish, and apparently glowfish are kind of a beta fish. I don't know. It's like
Well,
a whole
I just
thing.
learned on TikTok because I get really weird videos. Some girl has an aquarium business, and I was stoned and I got sucked into watching it. And beta fish can eat each other if they're in the same like container. So you have to keep them in separate tanks because that would be so traumatizing if Henley saw them like eating each other and like fighting. So if they are beta fish, keep them separate. Thanks, TikTok lady, for that piece of info.
Beta fish can only have a certain type of fish in with them. And I just think that's super messed up. And again, the fact that I have a fish tank and this whole situation is equally messed up. But now we have two new fish. So yeah.
Henley really does have the kindest heart in the entire world.
She really does. And when my dogs die, it's gonna be
It's
really,
gonna
really bad
be,
for her.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that
it's
will
gonna
be
be really hard.
I've already known she needs to probably go to therapy. That's gonna be when she gets put into therapy,
Mm-hmm.
100%. Because I will have zero clue how to handle it. She's gonna be a wreck.
Yeah, I hope that you guys don't have to put them down. Because
I
I
mean,
don't think,
honestly, I feel like that would be better than her just waking up and like being like,
yeah, that they're dead.
I don't even know. It's gonna be a mess. Anyways, let's
If
let's
anyone
just
has any advice for Shelby about dead dogs, send them her way.
let's not. I'm not. We'll wait for her therapist to help her through that one. I'm not gonna understand. I cannot relate. Okay, I have zero other topics. Do you have anything you want to address before we talk about our topics?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm good.
Well, I don't know if you guys caught it, but Taylor is for sure back in school. I'm
Mm-hmm.
officially done with school, so it's a very weird transition for us. I think we've like lightly mentioned that you were going to school, but we never officially said like
Oh yeah,
Taylor is a school ass
back
bitch right
in
now.
it. Yep. It has been bad. So I'm getting my psychology degree in therapy and psychology. Or I'm getting, oh my gosh, my degree in therapy and psychology. So yeah, it actually isn't bad at all. I actually really, really enjoy these subjects. So it's not bad at all. And I'm hoping that that stays going.
Yeah, I hope that it stays like something that's like interesting for you and makes it so it's like not a burden.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I think for me with school, it was more of like this is nothing that's applying to my actual business and career right now, and it was just weird.
Yeah. And from what I've noticed, like with a psychology/therapy degree, all the classes are relevant to that degree. So I feel like with education, I had so many stupid classes that I had to take that didn't even make sense for the degree. But this one, like, I think it's just going to be really helpful. So I'm actually not hating it, which is good. It is weird trying to adjust to do homework again because I've taken like a year off. So
Oh my God, it is the most freeing life. Holy
I
shit.
know. I
I have so
know.
much time. I don't even know what to do with myself. And I'm committing to not doing stuff. Like my therapist told me not to sign up for like, do not jump immediately into all the things that I have a list of exactly things that I'm trying to make happen.
Mhm.
And I have committed to not doing anything until the new year. And it is insane how much time I have. And it makes me feel crazy. I cannot handle how much time I have. It makes me so
I know.
uncomfortable.
It feels so
And
nice.
no, it is not nice. I do not like it at all.
I loved it. When I started again, I was like, man, there goes all my free time.
I literally will just like stand in my like living room kitchen area, like looking at everyone that's just totally chill doing nothing. And I'm like, this is life. Like this
What
fucking
should we be
sucks.
doing?
And I'm like looking around like this is stupid and I hate every ounce of this. And then I'm like looking around like, is there something I can do? Like, what are we doing? And then I'm like bored. I can't. I do not understand that people enjoy this space.
Oh, I loved it.
All you
Loved
have
it.
all you have to do is like watch TV or sit on your phone or like I don't know, fuck around and find out. And I don't like it.
I love it. I miss my free time so much already, but we're gonna make it through. It's gonna be okay.
You'll do great. You're
I'll do
doing
great
great, sweetie.
things.
Okay, our topic. Are you ready?
Mhm.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
So we don't have a very intense topic today. One thing I really wanted to talk about, I don't know about Taylor. I think she just like thinks it's a good topic, but I really want to talk about the fact that the holidays are coming up because I'm a big holiday gal. And I wanted to talk about hosting for the holidays, attending the holidays, and also navigating the holidays because the holidays, dang it, I missed it.
You always get a bug when we're recording.
I have a fruit fly problem. The holidays are very intense, and I also am very passionate about your environment, especially when you're attending like holiday things. So we're gonna talk about hosting 101, what to do if you're attending, and then also just a bit of information around navigating the bullshit around the holidays, because also how amazing the holidays are, they really fucking suck.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I have a list, obviously. Do you have stuff that you want to hit first? Because I'm very passionate about this topic.
No, I'm just gonna interject when I have something to say because you are very passionate about it.
I'm going to start with attending because I feel like that's the easier thing. So if you are attending a holiday function, because like Halloween is on Tuesday. Oh my gosh, I just remembered that we recorded on Halloween 2 years in a
Oh yeah,
row
we did.
together, and you were sick around that time too.
I know. I
Both
always
times.
get sick around this time of the year. And I always get it from freaking Tony. Tony always gets it first and then passes it to me.
We recorded in my bedroom, one of them, and we talked about how our podcast was changing.
Yeah.
Anyways, flashback. Okay, if you are attending a holiday party or a holiday function, there's going to be so many things coming your way. You have Christmas parties coming up, you have Thanksgiving coming up, you have stuff for work coming up. You have people that have their fucking birthday in the middle of all this stuff. Like, how dare they have a birthday in between all of this? Like, come on. Just kidding. But for real. You just have a lot that's going to be like pulling at you, and they always like book stuff pretty in advance. You probably already know some of the things that are going to be on your calendar. Surprisingly, my holiday calendar is pretty free.
Mine
Very happy
too.
about it.
Yeah.
But there have been years where my calendar, like from the second Halloween is over, November and December just fly by. So what I would say, if you are attending something or you have stuff that you know is coming up, I would start asking those questions now. Like, Thanksgiving is coming up. What are you guys doing? Talk to your spouse or your partner about like what your plans are. Figure out what you're doing for Thanksgiving and understand like what the actual plans are, because the more that you lack on the fact that things are coming, the more stressed you're going to start to be as you get closer. So I know it's still October. You haven't had or no, you'll have Halloween by the time you listen to this.
Yeah.
It'll be November 1st when this comes out.
Ooh, new month.
Weird. Anyways, I know it seems like aggressive to start asking these questions, but I think it's crucial to start asking, like, what are we doing for the holidays? If you haven't already started asking this question, start asking it now, because I start dealing with Thanksgiving by like September at a minimum. So figure out what you guys are doing for each of the things. Like, do you guys have work parties coming up? Like, ask those questions. Like, do I have a work party? When is it going to be? And get shit on the calendar. Like, numero uno, ask the question. Numero dos, get it on the calendar. That's like key to attending anything, because you're going to start overbooking yourself. And like, if you don't make these intentional decisions of like, oh, I already have this on the calendar on Friday, do I want to attend this party on Saturday or Sunday? Like, start thinking about those things, because you already have stuff in the calendar. So if you're not scheduling it and putting it somewhere where you can see it, you're going to start signing up and be like, yeah, we'll be there. Yeah, we'll be there. Oh my gosh, that sounds so fun. I want to do that. And then as it starts coming, you're either going to go because you overcommitted, or you're going to have a scheduling conflict and you're going to be pissed. And then someone's going to be pissed at you for like saying you're coming and then you're not. And that goes into the hosting thing. If you say you're coming and like there's not a legit reason and you don't show up, it fucking pisses the host off. So like, stop doing that. Like, literally stop. So attending, those are like my crucial things with starting into the holidays, is like, understand what you guys have on your plate. Are there things that you have, like family obligations that you for sure know you have to attend, that you're like, this is what we do every year, this is on the calendar? Figure out those details now, because if you do not figure them out now, someone else is going to book that time, and then your family's going to fucking be pissed at you because you're only there for a couple hours, or you can't make it, or your friends are then going to be like, what the fuck, you said you were coming, we were having a party, you know, like figure out all these details now so that you can save yourself so much drama. That leads me also into attending Thanksgiving. I don't know what kind of person you are when it comes to attending Thanksgiving. Please tell the group.
Me?
Yes.
What do you mean?
What kind of person are you at Thanksgiving?
I
know
don't
you
know.
don't host it, so like,
no,
what
I never have
attend?
hosted Thanksgiving. I mean, my vibe is like, what do I need to bring? Like, I always make sure I bring something, and like, I don't know, chill.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. That pomegranate really popped in my throat. Okay. First of all, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's like a typical Taylor vibe.
Yeah.
What I would say though,
well, let me just say, I am not a planner. I am hey, send me how much I owe you and I will be there, and I will be there for like the good vibes and the good time. But like, I don't plan shit. That is just not my personality. I'm not organized with it. Like, I can't. I would never be able to host a Thanksgiving. I'd be so stressed.
What I would say, if you are attending Thanksgiving, it really depends what kind of Thanksgiving vibe you guys are going into. If you are attending Thanksgiving with someone that you're close to, 1000% show up early and 1000% be ready to fucking cut some vegetables and help out. Because if you're hosting Thanksgiving, it is so stressful and there's so much that really goes into Thanksgiving. Make sure the bitch has some fucking wine. Make sure that you're there to cut some stuff. Like, if you are close to the people, show up early.
Make sure the bitch has some wine.
Like, they need support. If you're hosting, like, the host needs support if you're close to that person. I cannot with the people that you're close to that don't help. I know exactly who I have in my mind right now, and it is my sister, and she is the freaking worst.
I thought you were gonna mean me. I was like, I know.
No, she doesn't listen to this podcast, I'm pretty sure, but she hates Thanksgiving. I also hate Thanksgiving, but I really lean hard into a theme, and I really do not miss a holiday. And no matter who is hosting, no matter who is in charge of Thanksgiving, she is the worst, and she will make Thanksgiving so terrible because she doesn't help. She has an assignment, she shows up late, she overschedules. It's a whole thing. One year she was in charge of the gravy and she wasn't even there, and we're all sitting there without gravy. I don't even eat the gravy, but people were pissed.
Never. Gravy's the best part.
Everyone was like, where's your sister? Where's your sister? And I was like, dude, she had another thing. I don't know. Well, she was in charge of the gravy. Not my problem. but it was my problem because everyone was looking at me to fix it. Anyways, all I'm saying is there are people that will eat your food and they will enjoy the day. But if you're close to them, show up early, help where you can. You don't even have to help that much, but just knowing that there's someone that can be like, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do this? It will be so great. Or you could just fill their glass with wine and they will love that too. So if you're close to them, I would say show up early, help out, enjoy the day. Don't just show up for the meal. If you are not close to them, make sure you're bringing something 1000%. Make sure you know if you like their food, because that's a huge thing. If you don't like their food, eat before you go and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We had this other commitment. We couldn't, because people will be on you if you're not eating. That is a fact. They will be aware that you're not eating their food. So make sure that like, you know that you're not eating and you're not starving. Go and be like, oh my God, so sorry. We had another commitment. We ate so much there. I'm just so full. That's why I'm not eating your dry ass fucking turkey. Sorry. So go into like prepare yourself so that you're not starving, because that's actually the worst when you like think the food's going to be good and it sucks. If you know their food's not good, just know that it's not going to be great. Eat what you can, but also have a good excuse up your sleeve. But also make sure you brought something and you show up still decently early. Do not show up like right at the time when they say it's time to eat. Like when it's Thanksgiving or Christmas, people genuinely want to hang out with you. So like if you're showing up just for the thing, they're going to be like a bit butthurt. They're going to, I haven't heard that word in so long. It feels very Navajo of me to say that. That was like a thing when I was growing up. But they will be like offended. They will be so like distraught that you only showed up to eat their meal. So I would say make sure you're bringing something. If your lights always do that, I'm so uncomfortable. Hey, Papa, why bargain? What are you bringing to Thanksgiving?
Yeah, honestly. You know what? My dad did make bomb mashed potatoes and gravy, but he would like rice.
Not gravy.
I know you do, but he would like rice them like through. So they were like little rice of potatoes. They were so legit and so good. And I actually miss those every single year.
Dang. Well, I think my potatoes are really great too.
They are really great. Your butter pockets are great.
I do love a butter pocket. I don't remember what I was saying, but Taylor, your lights doing that every time we record really gives me a throat anxiety.
I know.
To another level. So yes, basically point in the story. If you are attending, make sure you're bringing something. If they say don't bring anything, bring flowers, bring something that will make the host happy, because there are some people that are like, oh, you don't need to bring anything. Please just show up. Bring something that like tells the host like thank you for letting me come.
Yeah.
Like don't just actually show up and eat the food. Bring them flowers, bring them whatever, wine if they drink wine. I don't know, whatever their favorite treat is, something.
Yeah.
And then other than that, just make sure you like help clean up. Those are like the only basics I feel like for attending. I'm very passionate about it, but they're really simple facts, I would say.
Yeah.
Make sure you bring something, make sure you're there early if you care or have a good relationship with these people. If not, make sure you show up and at least bring them something, or bring something that helps. And don't show up just on time to eat. That shit pisses me off.
As a professional attendee to a lot of parties, always stay and help clean up, because the few parties that I've hosted and a wedding that I've hosted, it sucks having to clean up. Like, it sucks so bad. So make sure you're there to help clean up. Shelby doesn't like the way I do dishes, so I don't do her dishes, but I will clean up everything else. I'll take all the dishes to the sink, or sometimes I'll rinse, hand them to her so she can put them in her dishwasher, or I'll vacuum the floor, like whatever it is. Just make sure that you're helping clean up, because it sucks to be the host and have all these people in your space and then you have to clean it all up after you've cleaned, decorated, paid for everything, all the things. Like, make sure you're staying and helping clean up.
Honestly, for me, I don't actually want a lot of people to help me clean up, or really anyone to help me clean up. I do appreciate when you help me clean up. Let me say that first.
As long as I'm not loading your dishwasher.
I think it depends on like your relationship with people. Like if I'm not super close with you, please just let me host you and like relax and enjoy the time, because I can do that. But if I'm close with you, like Taylor and I are really close. If she wants to help clean up, yeah, bitch, lift a finger. That's fine. One thing I would say is like, as long as the food is cleaned up, That's the most important, because the host
Mm-hmm.
is fine cleaning once the chaos is gone, but having to deal with the food and the actual cleanup is really difficult.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So do you have any other, as a professional attendee, do you have any other tips and tricks for the fam?
I think just like know the vibe that you're going into, like, because Shelby and I do like a Christmas party every year with just like our families, and it's always like a pajama party, like show up cozy, so just know what the vibe is before you go. Like Tony's work party, that's a dress up thing. So make sure that you're looking nice, professional, like, I don't want to show up in like what I'm wearing right now to Tony's work party, but I definitely show up at Shelby's house like in a t-shirt and leggings, you know what I mean? So just know like the vibe, the situation when you're going in so that you don't look dumb or make other people feel uncomfortable.
And don't be the person that shows up that's like, oh my God, so sorry, we didn't like get ready. Like, those people that come in and they're like, so sorry, we were doing this, or I don't know. Like
Mm-hmm.
people that show up because they feel uncomfortable because they misunderstood the assignment, just let
Mm-hmm.
it be. Just roll with it. Don't fucking say
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Because when you say something and you call it out yourself, you actually make it worse. Most people
Yeah.
don't give a fuck or pay much attention to what you're wearing, but when you highlight it, then they're like, weird excuse. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. Hosting 101. My list, I'm going to go through my list. I have a lot of don'ts. Typical. Um, should I go with the don'ts first or the
Yeah, I would do the
do's?
don'ts first.
Okay. Don't, number one, do not overextend yourself. Do not say that you're hosting. Like, don't sign yourself up for hosting. A, if you're not capable of it. And B, if you truly like do not have the capacity. Like, don't overextend yourself and invite a bunch of people into your home. Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever, any time of the year. Do not overextend yourself by hosting something. If you cannot mentally, physically, emotionally, financially host a party, please stop doing it. I've done this a million times where it's like, oh, I love doing this. I love this season. I love that. And then it comes and I'm like frazzled. I don't get to enjoy the experience. I'm not happy that I hosted it, whatever. If it's not your time, be like, who else? Who wants to host it? Like, other people are totally down to host it. Be
Mm-hmm.
okay not hosting it, but do not overextend yourself. I feel like that happens a lot where it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, well, no one's going to sign up. I guess I'll do it. I don't think I want to, or have the capacity, or financially can't handle it, because no matter what, as the host, you will be spending a chunk of fucking money. Like,
Yeah.
it is a fact. Like,
Yeah.
hosting anything, it doesn't matter if people are bringing stuff, you'll be spending money out of your pocket. So accept that and don't overextend yourself and make it worse for yourself. Um, Ooh, this one's a touchy one, I feel.
Oh no.
Don't bring people to your event that you do not want to be around. And that one is hard as fuck to
Yeah.
not do. Like, it
Yeah.
literally is. Like, there's been times where I've hosted where people are invited where I'm like, I felt like I needed to invite them. I have to give them an invitation, or what does this say about me? Whatever. Maybe people have done that to me. Maybe that's why I don't get invited anymore. They suddenly stopped. But
So,
it makes it so much worse if you invite people that you do not actually want to be around. Like,
mhm.
create the experience that you want to be around. Don't invite people because you think you're supposed to. Don't invite people because you should invite them. If you and your friends or whoever is attending these parties isn't getting along with this person, or it's not in your like realm of people you hang out with, just don't do it. You don't have to invite anyone you don't want to invite. Like, you literally don't.
Mhm. I
And
agree with that.
I know it will hurt people's feelings, and I know it will make you super uncomfortable, but just don't do it. Don't bring people to your house or to your event that you do not want to see or spend time with.
Yep, I agree with that.
Like, point blank. Ooh, this one kind of ties into like, don't overextend yourself, but don't go into debt hosting something. Don't put yourself on the line financially if you cannot do it. There's been like, I mean, it hasn't happened like recently, but there would be times back in the day where like I'd for sure be putting shit on my credit card because I love a theme. I love hosting a
Mhm.
theme. And I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm hosting this. And I'd be like, cha-ching at Zerchers. Like, just don't do it. If you can't afford to like host it without putting yourself in a bad spot financially, just don't do it. Like, don't overextend
Mhm.
yourself. Don't put yourself in a bad spot financially, and don't go into debt because you want to have Cinco de Mayo at your house. I have not over Cinco de Mayo, but I could, because I could throw a good one if I wanted to.
Yeah, I think going along with that is like know what you're wanting to always host. Like you always want to host 4th of July. So you plan that out in advance. Like so you have the finances like set aside or whatever you do because the 4th of July is like your thing that you're always going to host. So if you're that type of a person, like I just know I will never do anything for the 4th of July. I'll never host because that's Shelby's thing. So like just knowing what you want to do and then having those finances set aside to help you.
I would say though too, because yes, I do love hosting the 4th of July. It's okay if other people host it too. If you want to host it, host it. Because I went to your house for the 4th of July one year and it was super fun.
Oh
Like,
yeah, we did do that, huh? I forgot about
it was
that.
a great time. We went to the lake, we went to this cute parade, the whole thing. It wasn't the way that I would host it, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But if you have a desire, and if it's like, this is Shelby's thing, if you have a desire to do it, tell your friend that, tell your family that. Like, there was an episode on the Kardashians about one of them being like, can I start taking this over? Like, it's okay if you also are passionate to take something. I knew for a fact this Thanksgiving, I was going to go home because I wanted to see my grandma, but I had a condition. I said, my aunt cannot host Thanksgiving. If Thanksgiving is at her house, I will fucking not go. She makes bad food. Her hosting is terrible. It's super uncomfortable. No one likes it. If we're going for Thanksgiving, it's at grandma's and that's it. And everyone was like, everyone agreed.
Okay.
No one said anything else. But like, put those contingencies on the line. Like, if you want to host something and it's someone else's thing, totally do it. They would probably actually like it sometimes. Okay, the next one I have is this one's so rude. If you're not good at hosting, just don't do it.
I.e. Taylor.
Look how red my face is. If you're not good about like making it the hosting situation happen, just stop doing it. Like, Taylor has not made this experience for me, so that's not who I'm talking about. Because although she says that she's terrible at it, it's still a great time. But maybe that's because I'm close to her. I have no idea.
It's
I
because you
need
always help me. Anything
I
that I
need a third
host.
party's opinion. If you are bad at hosting, just don't host it. Be okay being the professional attendee. Like, we've said it before. We had an episode like maybe it was asking for a friend or something. This bitch that we used to go to her parties, she didn't even have a drink. She didn't have, you couldn't even know where to get water. Like, you had no idea where the cups were. You had no idea. We started bringing our own beverages just because we would be thirsty while we were
Not
eating.
even alcohol beverages, like water
Yes.
beverages.
Like, and you weren't allowed to even go in the house. So it's just like, if you're not good at it and you don't actually want people to just take over your house and enjoy it and have a good time, don't host. Just stop. Please. And if you're gonna keep doing it, don't invite me.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
those are my only don'ts. I'm sure I could
Okay.
come up with more, but those are my only don'ts. If you are the host, the next things I have that are the positives or like to prepare yourself. Know your guest list. Knowing who is going and how many people is going is crucial, because if you don't know who's committed, you're going to overspend like crazy. And that goes into like going into debt. If you aren't like, don't host stuff with those friends or those people that are like, oh yeah, we'll make it. And then they never show up. And you know, like, oh, so and so said they're going to come, but I don't actually know if they're showing up. If that's the case, if those are the type of friends, probably just plan on them not coming. But if you don't know your guest list, like if you don't understand what kind of people they are they going to show up? Are they not going to show up? Who's going to help? Who's going to not help? Like, understanding who's coming is a huge, huge part. Personalities is a huge thing. Like, mixing personalities is a huge thing. So just like being aware of who you want to invite to your parties is a big, big thing. And also knowing that will help you not overspend and help you have a better experience by dealing with those things.
Going back to the professional attendee real quick, please RSVP. Okay. I did not have hardly anybody RSVP for my wedding, and I was stuck with so much leftover food that it was not even funny. And let people know if you're coming or not, please.
Why
Because
didn't you give me food? I have a teenager.
I have so much in my freezer if you want some, like for real.
Oh my God, actually, we should have Tony make us those freaking
Oh, the pizzas.
tostadas. Yes.
Yeah, we
Oh
should.
my
Oh
God,
yeah.
please.
Yeah, I'll
Wait,
tell
wait
him
till I
for
can
sure.
eat again.
Okay.
Yeah, share your meat, bitch. No, RSVPing is serious. Like,
hmm
don't say you're coming and then not show up. Don't
hmm
be the professional person that like says they're coming and doesn't. But also, it goes back to like scheduling, knowing what you're signing up for. Be aware of your schedule. Don't sign up and then not show up to something, especially something big that's coming up for the holidays. Um, and also like the RSVP thing is a fact. Make a list. If you are the host, you 1000% need a list. Like you have to be aware of who's coming, how many people, for sure. But then you also need to be aware of what you're serving, what you as the host are providing, and then also what you're going to expect from your guests. Like if you want people to bring something, do not be the person. I actually do this a lot, but do not do this if you don't trust the people coming. I hate when people are like, it doesn't matter. We're going to take care of this. Bring whatever you want. If you're not close to that person and they say, bring whatever or don't bring anything at all, that puts that attendee in a very uncomfortable position. And then they'll probably bring something that isn't going to be eaten. They'll feel pressured. They won't feel comfortable. Either assign them something specific or know who they are. Like I know for sure Taylor will like usually bring certain types of things. I know for sure like when I'm hosting, I take care of the big group of stuff. As a host, you usually take care of like the big
Like the
part of
main
the
meal.
meal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to bear that yourself. Like I'm the host where I will take that myself, but there's people that for sure host something big and they ask people just to Venmo them. And that's totally fine. That's totally chill. Just
hmm
communicate those things. But
hmm
make a list and be very specific on what you're assigning to people. Make a list of what food you're going to make, what the meal is, what kind of like experience you're trying to have, like what kind of appetizers you want, what kind of main meal you want, what kind of dessert you want, what drinks you want, whatever. And then either assign that to people or know that you're bearing that yourself, but you have to make a list. Otherwise, you're going to be like a week before and be like, oh shit, what do we
What
need
am
to
I
do? And
doing? Yeah.
it just makes it stressful. So, like, all of these really come down to like making sure that your schedules aren't stressful and then making sure that you are all in an experience that you actually want to be in. Like, prepare for your future situation.
hmm
Assigning specifics is also on my list. I kind of just hit that, but assign specifics to people. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I actually really love when someone's like, can you bring X?
I do
Can
too.
you do this? Because, like I said, if you just say, like, oh, bring an appetizer, sometimes I for sure do that because I don't actually care in that moment what the appetizer is. But if you tell them, can you bring chips and salsa? Can you bring a dessert? Whatever, just give them a category if that's fine, but
hmm
don't leave it this weird thing of like, well, I don't know what kind of food people are bringing. I don't know who's going. A lot of times people don't even know how many people are going to be there. So when you assign it, also tell them, I'm expecting around X number. That's
hmm
super helpful for them.
hmm
Um, oh, this one's my last real big point, and it's my favorite. I said this to Taylor with her wedding, and I'll say it to everyone forever and ever. Make whatever you're hosting an actual experience. Do not make it this basic thing. Like, think about it yourself. This is what I made Taylor do. Like, think about when you're walking into your wedding. What did you want to experience? What would make you happy? What would make you annoyed? I want you to think about that when you're hosting for Thanksgiving, birthdays, anything. Make it something where it's like, if I was going to Thanksgiving, how would I want to feel? And like, as the host, create that. Like, make it something that people are like comfortable in. Make it something that they can walk into and be like, oh, I'm here for this reason. If you don't be intentional and make it an experience, it's just going to be a thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. It just, people don't walk away. I'm like, if you're hosting, I'm really passionate about it. And I feel like if you're hosting something, you're doing it because you care about it and you want people to have the best time. I host not because I actually give a fuck to hang out with people. I do it because I want to create something for them that they have lasting memories. Most of the time, I would rather just sit back and let the people do stuff. I don't like to be in the mix of it. I like to create the scene and just like let it be. So I feel like if you're hosting, you have to be in that mental space of like, I'm creating something for other people to love this and like make it happen.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
I think those are great. I really do. Shelby really does throw a good hosting party for sure.
I don't know. I just think the holidays, there's going to be a lot of people hosting stuff, and you're going to be hosting stuff, or you're going to be going to stuff. You have to know your boundaries is like a huge thing too. Like, it goes back to being an attendee. Like, don't go to something that you don't want to go to. Just don't.
Yeah, because you will not have fun. Been there, done that.
You might if you get really, really drunk.
Oh, thank God for alcohol, right? Just kidding.
But those are like the basics I have for hosting. When it comes to navigating the holidays, I think it comes back to what I just said, like know your boundaries. Like if you're not in a good place with people, don't go. If you're not having a good experience with people, don't go. Like understand where you want to spend your energy. I know that people are like, oh, we have to stop at this person's house, and we have to stop at this person's house, and we have to do this. Like, I don't have a big like family, but I've still been in those situations where it's like, oh, we're supposed to stop here, we're supposed to go here, blah, blah, blah. If you're not on good terms, or if you don't actually want to have your energy spent with people, don't go. Spend it by yourself. That sounds better to me, honestly. Like, protect your space. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Maybe I'm just in like a big era right now of like not giving a fuck if people are pissed that I don't do stuff for them. But like, there's no expectation for you to attend something besides the one you put on yourself.
Yeah.
Let them be pissed at you. That's fine.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that.
Another thing I would say with like navigating the holidays is like it comes back to like planning your schedule. That's a huge thing, but also plan in advance. Like if you go to buy Christmas presents, decide what you're doing for the year. Like people overextend themselves with buying presents or what they're doing, attending events, whatever, and just like understand what you can do with what you have. Decide, like, usually every year I'm like, okay, this is kind of like the vibe I want to do for like my presents for people. Be aware of that and start making a list about it, and then be intentional with what you're buying so you're not scrambling at the
last
end.
minute. Yeah.
If you know what you're doing, you can start seeing sales already in October. Like there's a couple things I've already bought because I'm like, oh, this is kind of along the lines of what I wanted to do. But like preparing sooner than later is a huge thing. And also just like, I don't know, I think being prepared of what you want to spend or what you want to do and how you want to spend your time and energy and show up for people is like a huge part of navigating the holidays.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, I don't think I have any more advice except for just be a good attendee. Don't be annoying. Don't.
I think you have advice, but I think you might be too sick.
Yeah.
Because you're actually very intentional about navigating the holidays.
Yeah, I am. I think like the biggest thing for me during the holidays, because it does get so busy and I have to drive so many places for so long, it feels, it's just like really focusing on like your self-care and that stuff of like still show up for yourself because you are extending your energy in so many other different places, financially, friends, family, all of the things. Like you have to show up for yourself as well. So try to make sure that you're sticking to your goals, sticking to your routines. Yeah, all those things.
Speaking of that, I truly support too. Like, do not be those people that just like, oh, it's the holidays, whatever goes. Like, screw my diet, screw the routines I've set for myself. Like, everyone goes into this weird blob of a period of time where we're just kind of like, I overeat and I overdrink like a motherfucker at the holidays for sure.
Too.
And I'm totally okay with it, but I'm still working out and I'm still drinking my water and I'm still well aware of like what routines I have in place. Do not stop those. Like,
yeah,
that is the worst thing you could do for yourself. And I love that you brought up like the self-care thing, because I think that's a huge thing. Like, be aware of like your time and your energy and what you need. And that's why I say like focus on like going to things that fill your cup rather than deplete your cup. If it's going to take energy from you, don't just stop doing it. I don't care if they're your parents. I don't care if they're your family. I don't care if it's your work thing. I don't care what it is. I'm so over like people not taking care of themselves.
Yeah, same.
I'm like
same. It's
really
sad.
passionate about it lately because people are like really sad in the world right now.
Yeah.
And it's just making me upset.
I agree with that for sure.
So I don't know. There's probably way more that we could talk about with that, but I don't know. Just stop showing up to things that you don't want to be at, even though it's the holidays. Like, go do what you want. Find a new event. Like, if you don't want to go to that thing, then go find something that makes you happy or sit your ass at home and enjoy that.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. Exactly.
Okay, Taylor has a really good asking for a friend.
All right, here we go. Let me pull it up. Asking for a friend. Hashtag asking for a friend. Why the fuck do people keep their Christmas trees up all year? And you know what? I would love to know. I hate people keeping their Christmas trees up all year. I hate it so much. There's no need for it. We already celebrate Christmas for so long, so many months. Like it's even starting to overshadow Halloween, which I'm not okay with. Take your damn Christmas tree down. Can't stand it.
Emily literally just said to me when we went to the store, she was like, "Why is Christmas here already?" And I was like, it's just what happens." I didn't know how to explain it. I have a question with this. If they decorate it for the different seasons, does it still excite you?
You don't want a Christmas tree in the summer with summer stuff on it. Come on. Christmas trees are a winter thing for one holiday. We don't need to decorate it all these different ways for the different holidays. Put it away.
I agree. I don't actually know why people leave it up and eat like I said, I was playing devil's advocate. If they leave it up for different seasons and decorate for the season, I still don't get it. I don't understand why you do
Put
it
it away.
Get one of those ladders on your front porch that you decorate.
Yep.
I decorate for every season and I don't put it on a Christmas tree. My thing that gets me is the people that have multiple. I mean, I'm about to have 2 Christmas trees. I'll probably have 3 in the near future. But the people that have like different trees for different parts of their houses, or one room has like 3 trees in it, that's a lot.
Too much. It's too much.
My old boss, they have like, I can't remember the number right now, but I think it was like 10 plus Christmas trees. And to me, that's too much. And before Halloween, it's already set up. There's people for sure right now that already have Christmas trees up.
100%.
I think it's just too much. And you should just go move somewhere that's like Christmas all the time. Like,
go to the North Pole and then you can keep your Christmas tree up all year. We don't want it here.
And also don't decorate them for different seasons.
Yes, please. I can't. I am trying not to be so much of a Grinch. I actually am really excited for Christmas this year, but like January 2nd at the latest, take your shit down. Like it is time for it to go away.
Okay, I just have something to say, and I'm pretty sure Tony listens to the podcast. So sorry, Tony, that I'm saying this right now. I'm still really upset that you guys don't come hang out with us all day on Christmas. I tried to say like this year, you already told me last year you were sad you didn't come, and so I tried to like hint about it this year.
Well, I was going to go last year, but I got that cellulitis. Remember?
Tony was like, "Oh no, Christmas is like we're staying home," and I was like, "Bro, we're gonna game all day and eat fucking cheese and champagne. Like, why don't you want to hang out with people like that? Like, come on."
I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, I enjoy staying home on Christmas just because I like to like just be lazy all day, but like I could definitely be lazy with other people.
Like, you don't need to be at my house at 7 a.m. to open presents. Show up at like 1, eat fucking cheese and get drunk off of champagne and play Mario Kart with me all day and like enjoy the day. I can't process it and it makes me so upset.
Well, I think we're coming down this Christmas, so you don't have to
he already told me no.
Oh, I think he was probably kidding. We have no plans on Christmas.
He 100% said, "I want 0 plans on Christmas. I want nowhere to go on Christmas." And I was like,
well, we were gonna come last year, but then I was in the hospital, so you know.
I don't know. I'm just really upset about it because Christmas Day is really fun to get fucked up on.
I know. I hate doing it alone. Well, not alone, with I'm not alone with Tony, but I like groups
I
of
mean,
people.
it's just a really long day. Wally and I have
Mhm.
had a lone Christmases, and like it was fine. And then we got to the point where we're like, damn,
Yeah, like what
where's all
else is
the
there to do?
where my people at? So yeah, Tony, I
Well,
know you're listening. Please come over on Christmas. Help me, I'm
help us,
poor.
poor. All right. Well, guys, I think that's our episode, right? Do we have anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening. Make sure that you're following us on social media. Message us with any questions that you have. Share with a friend. Find us on YouTube. Hopefully, I won't be dead next week when we record. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.